Let's talk about entitlement in the workplace. Now, most of us who are entitled don't know that we're entitled. So this is a big wake-up call because for me, when I had a college degree and I had that bachelor's in psychology, I felt a little bit too damn good. Maybe it was me hiding my insecurity because I submitted 50 plus resumes and I couldn't get a job, and I finally got one and it was doing something that I already knew how to do. And it can be defeating because I didn't want to recognize that, hey, maybe all these years of schooling wasn't worth it. Because if I stuck with the shipping job, I would have made way freaking more. And I couldn't admit that to myself. So when I came into the workplace, I don't think I came in a very positive way. I don't think I really approached all of my coworkers in the most kindest of ways. Like maybe I treated them like they were below me or I was better than them. I don't really know, but I did make friends and I did make the realization of what I was doing and how I was thinking. Maybe I kept it to myself, but it was not a good way to approach life and my coworkers. But entitlement could come in many, many different ways. For example, you might see this in a lot of workplaces where people just get complacent, right? People feel like I've been here for 10, 20, 30 years. I deserve more. Why am I only getting the regular raises? Here comes someone super motivated and driven, and they'll jump up by 50% in pay. This is not abnormal. This happens a lot because some people come in, they figure out what needs to be done effectively, and they add value to the company. So don't get me wrong. I feel like it's very valuable to be loyal and you have to stick around and you want to be reliable, and some people do that and they do that perfectly. But you get compensated for what you put in, right? Just because you put in the loyalty and the time, it doesn't mean that you'll increase productivity, you'll add value by making the company get more money or all those things. So if someone comes in that's new and fresh and highly driven and motivated and they keep challenging themselves, they're totally going to surpass you. And that's why for me, I want you to really, really be there and develop your skill set to figure out how you could be that person who's getting a 50% increase in their salary and all this stuff, because I want you to be the one that's killing it, not the one that's sitting there wondering why all these people are making it and not you. But the more entitled someone is, the more excuses they make and the less they want to challenge themselves. I think it's so much easier to go, well, yeah, of course they pick them because that person kisses ass. Or like, yeah, of course this new person comes in because they're new and they have all this education that I don't have. So that's why, they're just killing it and I'm not. I think it's much, much easier to make those excuses than to actually challenge yourself and compete. But in order for you to get the most out of your life and the most out of your work, we have to do away with entitlement. And the scary thing about entitlement is no one knows that they are actually entitled until it's too damn late. But I think the best way to identify if it exists is if you ever feel like I did enough already. If you ever tell yourself like, I got a degree, I did all the work, I deserve the pay. I don't know why I'm not being recognized. And if you hear yourself talking to yourself this way, like, yeah, man, I already did all that I was supposed to do. I don't know why I'm not getting compensated for what I'm supposed to. And don't get me wrong, there are some occasions where people get cheated out. But in most cases, when you feel like you've done enough, and that's it, you're not going to give in anymore, that tends to be a place where you can identify where entitlement is. If you tell yourself you're not willing to improve, you're not willing to change, you're not willing to grow, you're not willing to challenge yourself, to me, that's a perfect opportunity to look at yourself and say, wait a minute, that might be entitlement right there. Now, in every situation, we have different cases, so that might not be you, but give yourself that opportunity to learn, because if you are saying it, it doesn't hurt to question. Maybe that is entitlement. I only want the best for you, and I only want you to do better and challenge yourself and be a high performer, because in order to have that mind mentally free, I want you to be able to look at yourself in the mirror clearly as everyone else does and be able to improve on that. I'd rather have you hurt and embarrassed temporarily where you can improve and become way better in life than to constantly bury that shit and constantly hurt yourself.